Death's Arrow, and this is a WoT I'm Thinking Debrief for the week of December 23rd, 2012. With the release of 8.2, I decided to try out a couple of different mods. The first of which will be noticeable in the replays is called the Historical Realism Mod Gun Sounds. This mod is a massive remake of the weapon sounds in the game, from the firing noises to the explosions to the noises in the crew cabin during reloading. It even modifies the artillery sounds that you know a shell is inbound before it strikes. One thing to note, if you wear a 7.1 surround headset, there will be an occasional buzzing sound with this mod. According to the mod's developer, it has to do with something the developers changed with the sound playback in 8.2. I found that turning down the middle, right, and left channels slightly in the headset's configuration software fixes the issue for me. The other mod that I'm now using again is XVM, which is short for Extended Visualizations Mod. This mod incorporates a number of functions into the game, including customized over-target markers and damage indicators, the option to include a damage counter, and the infamous and controversial function of including player stats into the game. I used XVM back when it came out during the 7.2 patch. I tried out the statistics package but quickly stopped using it because I found it distracting and not particularly useful. I recently had an exchange with Lost Wingman on the forums, who felt that I was being short-sighted by not using it, so I decided to give the stats package another go. The one thing that's changed since XVM first came out is how much easier it is to modify the configuration. I used the Searmax editor to modify Milbarger's configuration to meet my needs. Here's how the loading screen looks with XVM stats package enabled. I've blurred out the players' names to protect the innocent. Chance of winning information is displayed across the top. I'm not entirely sure what the calculation method is. According to the percentages, it seems we have a 58% chance to win based on global stats, a 46% chance to win based on per vehicle stats. The EXP percentages are another method of calculation. I generally ignore this information. It's not accurate, and while somewhat predictive, it doesn't tell the whole story. Next to each player's name are 3 color-coded numbers: global win rate, global efficiency, and total number of matches played in thousands. These numbers can be changed per vehicle stats if preferred. Color coding in my configuration goes from red being poor, to yellow being mediocre, then green for okay, and finally purple for being best. When I start a match, I look over player stats and see who the good players on each team are. In this case, the platoon of the AMX-50B, IS-7, and T-57 Heavy are the better players on my team, and I want to try to support those players if I can. In the case of the enemy's team, I want to try and take out their number 2 platoon of the AMX-50B, T-110E5, and T-62A if I can. One thing you don't want to do is be over-aggressive just to take out those players and ignore other enemies just because the stats say that they aren't as good. Respect every enemy on the field and you'll survive a lot longer. In-game, I have XVM set up as shown. Each player's global win percentage is shown and color-coded based on their win percentage. Vehicle name is color-coded based on global efficiency. I have the over-target markers simplified just to show the player name, vehicle name, and then a hit point bar with current and total hit points. I have it set up this way specifically to remove the statistical information from my tactical decision making in match. In case I do want the information, I have the Alt key display set up to provide it. Vehicle specific information is displayed around the vehicle contour, and global information displayed below the player's name. I don't plan to show XVM stats in my replays. While I do use it as a planning tool, and it would be useful to be able to share that methodology in my videos, I don't feel that it's appropriate to show that information as some players are sensitive about their stats, and I will respect their privacy. I also prefer to avoid any potential naming and shaming that could result. I don't harass players in game about their stats, and there's no reason to do it here either. And now it's time for the match of the week! The replay I'll be looking at is from December 22nd on Karelia in my T-14. As noted on the loading screen, this is a standard battle. Reviewing tank composition for this battle reveals the following. This is a Tier 5 battle, with 5 Tier 5s on my team and 6 on the enemy team. Both teams have 3 Tier 4s. My team has 5 Tier 3s while the enemy has 4. Both teams have 2 arty pieces, but my team has 2 Tier 4s, while the enemy team has a Tier 4 and a Tier 3. I recognize one player in this battle, Skavola, from the WoT forums. For those that aren't familiar with the T-14, it's a Tier 5 premium. Historically speaking, it was an assault tank project between the United States and the United Kingdom, but it was never actually adopted for service. The tank has good armor, has excellent gun depression. The gun can be a little anemic against other heavies though.
Time to roll out.
As we get underway here, my plan is to go valley, which is the 9-0 row, and push it really hard. I can keep the enemies bottled up into a narrow frontal arc, which will allow me to maximize my armor protection, and I won't be able to get flanked. This tank does have some speed. What is classified as a heavy. It's more like a slow or medium. Tank distribution so far looks okay. They've got 4 tanks in the north, 2 going up the middle, which is definitely not a good plan on this map. I've got a T-46 leading the way for me here. I've got a Luke's behind me, another TD and a light behind that. T-28 that went up the middle got destroyed, no surprise there. He definitely overextended himself. Medium 3 died going up the middle. Continuing to push, no tanks spotted. T-46 is up on the hill. Looks like I'll be leading the charge here. Got 4 tanks in the north, heavy and 3 mediums. And I've lit a Crusader, bounce a shot, miss my return fire. I also have a Panzer IV. I'm going to focus on the Panzer IV because he's out in the open. Get a hit. And another hit. Taking a little bit of damage there. Hit the Panzer IV again. Knock down the Panzer IV, bounce another shot from that Crusader. Took a hit there, but no damage. Hit the Crusader. Another bounce. Got a T-40 in front of me, I need to be careful. Crusader gets behind me. Now this is a bit of a mistake here. I'm actually trying to rotate my hull and turret at the same time. And I get a hit on the Crusader, but I am driving backwards at him, which is kind of stupid. Hit the T-40. And he backs into cover, which takes him out of the equation a little bit here. I can straighten out my armor. Keep an eye on that Crusader. Gonna turn on him, bounce a shot, looks like from the T-40. Pushing up on the Crusader. Take a flake hit, but no damage. Hit the Crusader. Was gonna ram him, but he got around me. He's got better maneuverability. He's behind me, and I knock him down. Got a T-40 in front of me. You can see how good the armor is on this T-14. I've taken a number of shots, bounced them, as well as taken some damage, but most of it's been to my spaced armor. Continue to press on the T-40. Got a PZ-38T to my left. Already spotted in the background. Bouncing shots. Track the T-40. Hit him again, and our T-40 behind me knocks him down. Miss a shot on the PZ-38T. Arty tracks me. Both Arties are focused on me. This is not a good spot to be in. Get hammered by the, looks like the grill. I'm down to 42% health now. I'm gonna push up the hill towards the enemy's flag. No enemies spotted currently. We're losing by 2 tanks. Ricochet a shot from the PZ-38T. Trying to line him up here. Pops out in the open. Knock him down. Probably thank our priest right now who has 2 kills for holding the enemy off on the northern flank. Continuing to push up the hill here. One thing that I didn't notice at this point in the battle is that Scovola has died. He was one of their better players. The grill, T1 heavy at full health. Trying to line up the grill now. Hit him after he had disappeared from spotting. Knock down the grill on the run. Keep climbing the hill, heading for cap. Got the T1 on the opposite side of cap, and I'm really not hull down here. As I take a hit, I'm down to 24% health. Trying to rotate my armor so that he bounces on me. Bounce a shot. You can see this gun is a bit anemic, and it is hard to damage T1 from the front. Charge up. Now I'm down to 7% health. But at the angle I'm at, he's going to be firing at a very flat angle to my spaced armor, so he's going to have a hard time penning me. And I'm getting flanks into him. This is a bit of a dire situation, but I'm hanging in there. I got the armor right where I want it, and this guy doesn't know where to shoot me to do damage. Artie sneaks up, fires over my head, and I fire back. Hit him. Get my track back. I circle around the T1. He backs into me and tracks himself, and I knock him down. Line up Artie, knock it down. We now have a 1-tank lead. I've got 6 kills actually, and our priest has 4. And we're capping him out here. And unless some sort of miracle happens for the enemy, this will be a win for us. We cap out the enemy base for the win. Looking at the after action screens, I destroyed 6 tanks, hit 27 of 37 shots for 2,037 points of damage, detected 6 tanks, and earned 2,113 experience before the 5 times. I earned Top Gun, Steel Wall, a Spartan Medal, and an Ace Tanker badge. You'll notice at the top of the after action window is the XVM match information. According to XVM, the chances of winning were pretty slim, no matter what method it used for the calculation. This is a good reason to ignore it. Play the matches out and fight to the end no matter what. Overall, I took a bit of a gamble by pushing the valley. It's an isolated flank and could have left me out of the main action of the battle. I kept a close eye on the minimap as I made my push to ensure that the other flank held up. If it had failed, I would have turned around immediately. The decision to go valley was tactical in order to stay away from enemy Artie. The T-14's armor held up well throughout the battle and allowed me to bully the lesser tanks in the valley. Once I pushed out into the open, the enemy Artie was able to get some damage in, but I was able to get away. Facing a full health T1 heavy could have ended in disaster at the enemy's cap, but I played the angles well and forced him to fire into the T-14's spaced armor. Some may call that luck, but understanding the proper angles to maximize your tank's protection is a key skill to learn, especially with German tanks. Thank you for watching this WoT I'm Thinking debrief. Stay tuned for more content soon. I'd like to wish all my subscribers happy holidays.